G'day guys, welcome back to another episode. Well, I've arrived back here home, back to the shed, and as you can see, I've got a huge cleanup in front of me. Now, I don't have an episode for you guys today. Before I went up north to film season 5, I was just pumping out as many episodes as I could. I've still got content from season 4, and I just ran out of time. So there are, I think, 2 more episodes of season 4. I'll get onto those tomorrow, get cracking, so that next week there should be a new episode. But today I wanted to do a YouTube live, but I don't know how to do it, and I haven't given anyone any notice, so probably no one would show up. So what I'm going to do is, I haven't done this before, but just film a quick episode. I want to go over everything here with you guys, show you a few teasers from season 5, and then I'll run upstairs to the office and just try and pump it out as quick as I can. So it's going to be a simple one, but what I want to show you guys is the Carnage from Cape York. Each and every trip, our gear cops an absolute hiding, and we need to come home, and it's not just a cleanup, but it's a repair job. So I've got to get the boat trailer, the boat itself, this big trailer, what else? Oh, and the little tinny trailer, the tiny little, portable tinny trailer. It all has to go into DM steel. Diesel, you got a bit of work to do, mate, so I'll be dropping in this week. I'll show you a few of the repairs we have to do. Just a simple thing, the jockey wheel got absolutely hammered. I've got to replace that part there on the jockey wheel, the handle. The wheel guards copped an absolute flogging on the trip up. They're just tie wired on and they're absolutely smashed now, so I've got to replace them. Get up in the boat. Now the T-top copped a flogging on the way up, and we had to drop into Cooktown. An old mate at Cooktown has made this frame up for us, and we've just tie wired it on just so it's got this brace, because basically all these bolts here rattled out on the sides as well, and then this whole T-top was going like this, swaying separate to the console, which just slowly started to crack all these welds. So you can see this one here is now separated. This brace through the middle here is separated on each end. Just lots of things like that. So stainless welding, so DM Steel, he's going to take care of that. DM Steel, he's on the Sunshine Coast, Noosa, if you don't know that. He does all our welding and steel work. What else is happening in here? Oh, I've got a spear, look at this. So you guys remember Walter from season 3? We caught up with Walter here in season 5, and he's given me one of his spears, which I'm absolutely honoured to have that. So I'm going to put that up in the office later. So yeah, the plan is to do this and then get up there into the office and just start pumping out episodes. I need to go through all the content from season 5. Season 5 was unreal. We crossed through some crazy country. We caught up with a lot of old mates, which was really cool. Walter and all that, all the boys. Damo from season 4. And then we met a whole lot of new people, which was such an amazing experience. And these people that we've met, these friends that we've made, are friends for life.
Leave it there, wait for supper.
Cheeky boy. It's a part of Wild Reaches that I'm really enjoying, is delving into the Indigenous culture and learning so much more about it, and really getting to know these locals up there. It's and being really accepted into their families and learning their ways has been something that I'm finding really enjoyable. We chased down some really big barramundi in the big boat here and in the little tinny. We had some amazing cook-ups. We just saw some wild country and just had an absolute ball. So I can't wait to share it all with you guys. Now, also on the way up, one of these rollers rattled loose on the other side. I think you guys might have seen that in our Instagram stories. So I've already replaced one, but I'll probably take all the rollers off and replace them all so it doesn't happen again. The new motor, the unveiling, 90 horsepower Yamaha 4-stroke. This thing made the little Bonito get up and boogie. It was absolutely amazing. This thing's a game changer. We also went for a 25 horsepower model 4-stroke for the little tinny, which was hauled ass as well. So yeah, the boat itself has copped a bit of a flogging, got stone chips here, and I'm gonna have to get them glassed and fixed. That was really frustrating. But something that we did do for the trip was just here, right through to this point here, you can see the join. This is like a clear coat, a clear film that Tintacar Noosa have put on there for us. And basically all the stones will hit it and deflect off, and it's got this, it's like, I don't know how thick it is, but it's really soft. So it'll put like a small stone chip in it, but then when the UV hits it, it then seals it back up. and it's really helped. I can feel the difference on there compared to on here and the stone chips there on the other side. So that's a bloody good idea. I'm really glad we did that, and I think from now on I'll do the whole boat. What else happened to the boat? Apart from that, it did pretty good, I think. Car copped the flogging, but got us up there, got us back safely, and did an amazing job. I absolutely love this vehicle. Something that happened about halfway through the trip was this here is the support for the tray. So the tray frame down to the chassis, and it's cracked through here. You can see there's nothing there. It's just floating in the breeze now. It first cracked, and then about a day later, it just completely came apart. Another job for DM Steel. He's gonna have to weld that up for me. I'm pretty sure he might be making a new tray and canopy for me, so keep posted. That thing's gonna be bloody an absolute game changer. Keeping the dust out, keeping the water out, keeping things lockable, having drawers and everything to put all my gear in. I can't wait. Really hope we can pull that off. Rooftop tent was unreal. I love that thing. Being away from mosquitoes, being away from crocodiles, snakes, all that stuff, and just getting a good night's sleep. It's like having a little oasis out there in the bush. That was really good, but it did cop a flogging. The tinny, because I set this all up, this is all like, you know, these things that I'm making along the way are like it's like trial and error. So, but when the tinny's too far forward and I go through big washouts, it hits here, and you can see I've got like 1, 2, 3, 4 big hits in it there where it just keeps damaging that rooftop tent. So got to get that fixed, and then sort of like rethink this tinny setup. The trailer did really good. Didn't really. Look, we've got this brace here that goes from one side to the other, has cracked all the way around. The roads were quite bad, particularly on the way home. We came from Kawanyama down to like Dunbar Station and across, I think it's the Dimboola Road towards Chiligo. And a lot of it was good, but you'd get to sections that just had this crazy bull dust, and the road just got way wider because people are just trying to take tracks to get around these bull dust holes. And I was hitting these things at like 85 k's an hour, and because you think you're going down the right track, next minute, because you can't see them because of the bull dust, next minute you're just down in a big hole and this thing's bouncing around, just getting flogged. So the trailer copped the flogging, but DM Steel, before we left, made up this frame here for me. It's like a big gate on the back, holds 4 jerry cans, as you can see, which is 80 litres of unleaded. So that was essential, and it worked really well. It just swings away, swings open, no damage there. That was great. I'm stoked with that. Dane got the motorbike absolutely, completely bogged. I've never seen a motorbike bogged before. We couldn't get it out. The two of us trying to drag the arse end out, we couldn't do it. And as you can see now, it's just caked in mud. We gave it a wash up there in the creek, but absolutely caked in mud, so that needs a wash today. Tinny did well, no damage to the tinny. The quad bike. Now, this CF Moto quad bike, I copped a lot of flack for this, for having a CF Moto, which is a Chinese-made quad bike, I suppose. And it really made me second guess or like rethink keeping it for season 5. So season 4. First trip out on the quad bike, went through a tiny creek crossing, really shallow, probably up to like here on the wheels, and the thing just cut out, and I couldn't get it started for the rest of the trip. So some kind of electrical sensor issue, and everyone keeps asking me what happened to the quad bike. Now I came home, dealt with CF Moto, and then I've pulled all the plastics off, and with their instruction I've put dielectric grease in all the electrical fittings I could find. All the sensors and any connection, put dielectric grease in it and just hope for the best. I also put a bit of silicone behind all the fuse board and just to seal it all. And this quad went through so much water in season 5, salt water, fresh water. I gave it an absolute hiding, towing the little tinny, you know, along the beach, getting bogged, all sorts of stuff. And it didn't let me down once. It was absolutely amazing. So there you go. The CF Moto quad bike did really well, and I'm absolutely stoked with it, and I'll more than likely keep it. So this is on the other side. It's completely cracked through all the way around. So a few adjustments there. So basically now I need to work out like why that happened. It probably needs more cross braces through it, like a diagonal brace from up here down to here on both sides, something like that. I'll also bring these upright cleats. I'm going to bring them into here, so the boat on either side, the boat just fits in between them. And I'll probably do the same thing on the front, like a cradle. Get rid of those rollers, put a big support like the back from like here through to the outside, and then just have an upright cleat, maybe on an angle up there. So the tinny just pushes up into it, has its position, you strap it down there. Can't move back, can't move forward. I reckon that might be it, guys. Everything went really well, particularly the boat. We did a lot of work on the boat this trip. Well, a lot of work. Battery World did a lot of work to it before we left. And then we did a lot of work on the boat. Oh, you can see here this bait board's ripped off. I've got that in here somewhere. Yeah, we did a lot of fishing and spent a lot of time on the big boat this trip, and it just performed so well. It's got this, so I'll go through it with you. Battery World to put these two huge panels on the top. Now that was for the motor guide electric motor. So I went to Battery World and I said, I want to run an electric motor this trip. I really need it for my barra fishing. And they were like, yep, no worries. What do we need to do? And I said, I need a 24 volt setup. So I left it with them. And they've put this huge lithium battery under the console in here. Bloody, it's a mess in here. But there you go, that's the starter battery, just a standard battery. Under my jacket at the back, there's a huge lithium battery. That thing's a monster, I don't know how big it is. They've run the DC to DC, same as the Cruiser. The little inverter up top there. I don't know what else they've done, but they've just loaded this thing up. It's got like charging points on the other side of the console for like USB and all that stuff. So they've set it up perfectly for this motor guide electric motor, which made such a difference for the fishing, like the anchor lock and all that. You guys know what they're like, they're absolute game changers. But on my app on my phone that monitors the batteries, I check it every now and then, and it would say time to, what is it? Life remaining or time remaining or something, and it said infinite, because no matter how much I use this thing with anchor lock in big tides and big winds, it was just this lithium battery and those two solar panels were just pumping so much charge into it that I couldn't kill it, which was amazing. And then everything else surprisingly ran off the starter battery. So we ran a fridge, I ran two Raymarine screens, like 12-inch screens, all the charging USB points and all that, it all ran off the starter battery, and I've got a point in there to plug in a solar panel, like a rollout mat, and I didn't have to do it. And the boat started first time every time, so Battery World did a really good job on the boat. That's probably what went the best for the whole trip, was this boat, was the electrical setup, the motor guide motor. We caught some really good fish out of it. The biggest one for the trip was caught on this boat, and absolutely stoked with it. Yeah, cruiser went great, boat went great, the tinny went great. All in all, season 5 was an absolute cracker. Had such a good time. Can't wait to share the content with you guys. And I met so many amazing people, and we're already making plans for season 6. So I don't know when that's going to be. We've got the wet season coming up pretty quickly, and you guys saw what happened in the last wet season. Not sure I want to do that again. Definitely want to go up in barra season when it's not closed. So that's either going to be before the wet or just after, in like February, March, something like that. So we've got a lot to organise in the next like 5 months. But until then, there's going to be content every week for you guys. Make sure, because this isn't a live, YouTube live, I can't answer your questions, but make sure you comment below any questions you've got about any of the gear, about the trip, about our cooking, about anything to do with wild reaches. Just comment below, I'll get back to you straight away. That's what I'll do today and tomorrow. Just monitor it and keep getting back to all of you. Make sure you give us a thumbs up, make sure you share it with your mates, make sure you subscribe. I ran into a guy, shout out to Callan, absolute champ in Cardwell, and we were chatting about YouTube and my channel, and he loves the channel, he's been watching it for a long time. And he said to me, I said, have you subscribed? And he said no, and he said, does that cost money? And it made me realise that a lot of you probably don't know that YouTube is free. It's a simple platform, and when you subscribe, it really helps us, because not financially, but it helps us know, and it helps our sponsors know how good the channel's going, how many people are actually enjoying it. So it really helps us, and it doesn't cost you anything. All you need to do is put in, I think you need to start an account, which is like put in your email address, your name, your age, I think that's it. And then you subscribe to all the channels that you like. and YouTube will put all this content in front of you. So it's very simple and it's free. So please get onto that. Get your merch, wildreaches.com. We've got lots of new stuff coming there too. So jump on now, grab yourself an OG or a season 4 or a cap. Got plenty of caps left, I think. But there's lots of new shirts coming, some really cool stuff I'm working on now. Shout out to everyone that we met on season 5. Met so many amazing people. Everyone helped us out. Everyone made us feel welcome. Everyone on the way up and on the way back we're bumping into people. People were messaging me on Instagram trying to catch up with us as we passed through towns, and people talking on the UHF as we passed through, like shouting out to Wild Reaches. It was really heartwarming. It was really nice. So thanks guys, thanks for the support. To all the sponsors, thank you for supporting us and making all this possible. I'm stoked. I'm absolutely stoked that I'm doing what I love doing, and then I can share it with all of you. So I'll see you all next week.